Welcome, family! Today I'll tell you all about my most favorite fairy tale, which, unfortunately, most people have never heard of. The story of an extraordinary young man who goes on a great adventure called The Adventure of the Little Hunchback. So get cozy, get comfy, get snug, and have fun. Rule number one. Once upon a time, in the kingdom of Cascar, there lived a tailor who was minding his shop one day when a super chill little dude came up to his store and started dancing and skipping and singing and playing his little tambourine. "Damn, little hunchback, that's some hot fire you're playing." "Course it slaps. I'm the little fucking hunchback dude. What's good?" The tailor then thought his wife, whom was very beloved to him, would very much enjoy hearing the little hunchback's sweet beats. So he invited him to come over to his house for dinner. The little hunchback, being an artist and entertainer for a living, was unable to decline the tailor's offer of free food. So the tailor closed up his shop and the two of them went to the tailor's house. So, after they had arrived, the little hunchback entertained the couple with his funny little dances and his mad tambourine skills, while the tailor's wife prepared a meal of fresh fish for the three of them to enjoy. After she had finished, she laid out their dinner plates and they all took to supper. The little hunchback ate his meal with great relish and appetite, so much so that a fish bone got caught in his throat and he began to choke. The couple tried to help the little hunchback as best they could, but they were unable to dislodge the bone from his throat, and after a few minutes the little hunchback slumped over in his chair, dead from asphyxiation. "Oh my God, he's dead!" cried the tailor's wife. "Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. We have to tell someone." "We can't tell the police about this. Look at him, and how purple his face is, and his look of pure agony. They're going to think we strangled him to death and hang us from the gallows for sure." "What are we going to do?" "I don't know. We'll have to think of something. Don't worry, babe. I love you, and together we're going to get through this together." "I love you too, babe." "Wait! I know the Jewish doctor in town. We can take the little hunchback there and pretend that he is a sick patient who must be cared for. Then we can dump the body on him and get away before he is the wiser." "Wow, babe, is that really going to work? He won't get into trouble, will he?" "Nah, it'll be fine, babe. He's a doctor. People die in his care all the time. What's one more? Besides, he's Jewish anyways." So, the couple dressed up the little hunchback to better give off the illusion of sickness, and they hurriedly carried the little hunchback's body off to the Jewish doctor. They knocked at the door, and there appeared the Jewish doctor's wife. "Help us, please," said the tailor. "Our friend is sick and he needs a doctor. Here, take this payment from us so that he is well treated." The doctor's wife, excited at having a patient for her husband's practice, and especially one who was willing to pay for his services beforehand, quickly went upstairs to fetch him. The tailor and his wife rapidly followed after her and propped the little hunchback right at the top of the stairs. Thereafter they quickly returned home. The doctor's wife, having found her husband, happily told him of the sick patient who needed his care, and how his friends had already paid for his treatment already. "Wow, that's awesome! Normally people only pay after I've treated them already," said the doctor. "I know, this never happens." "I better make sure he gets some great care." So then the Jewish doctor raced out of the door to go down and see his patient, but in his haste he failed to notice the little hunchback, who he knocked into and sent crashing down the stairwell. "Aw, dip," said the Jewish doctor. "Quickly, go and check on him," said his wife. To his astonishment, the doctor found the little hunchback lay quite still and very dead. "Oh my God, he's dead," said the Jewish doctor. "Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. We just got this one. His friends will not be well pleased when they come back to check on him," remarked his wife. "They will be more than just displeased. Look upon his body. It is covered in bruises. He was sent here to be cured of a sickness. When his friends come to see him and find him in this state, they will surely think that we have beaten him to death and we will be hanged as murderers. Dear Lord, what will we do?" "I have a plan. We will take this little hunchback, and we will lower him down the chimney of our neighbor, the Muslim purveyor. He will surely be rid of the little fellow as an intruder." "But won't our neighbor be in danger of the gallows then?" "Perhaps. but he is a friend of the Sultan of Kaskar, so surely his story will be believed. Besides, he's Muslim anyways." So the couple sneaked onto the roof of their neighbor, the Muslim purveyor, and lowered the little hunchback down his chimney with the ropes they had brought, then rapidly unhooked the ropes and retreated back to their clinic. The Muslim purveyor made his living furnishing the Sultan of Kaskar with cheese, butter, and other foodstuffs the Sultan required. Very often he would find his larder diminished by mice and other rodents such that they had become a great nuisance to him. When he heard the sounds of subtle movement coming from his living room, he eagerly hurried into the room to be rid of some of the pests that had plagued him. He was surprised then to find not vermin, but an unknown intruder darkened by soot had made his way down his chimney. "So," fumed the Muslim purveyor, "I had thought it was the mice who had been stealing my cheese and butter, but now I know it was you who has been thieving my pantry. I will teach you not to steal from me." The Muslim purveyor took one of the fire pokers next to the fireplace and began mercilessly beating the little hunchback with many blows. But soon the Muslim purveyor ceased his onslaught. This is rather odd. Usually when a man is being savagely beaten with a sharp metal rod, they usually try to defend themselves or cry out in pain or something. This one has not raised his arms to shield him from my blows at all, or even so much as whimpered. "You doing okay there, little buddy?" When the Muslim purveyor checked on the little hunchback lying motionless on the ground, he found him to be quite dead. To make matters worse, he found he recognized the individual lying dead before him. It was the little hunchback whose fire beats and sweet tambourine skills brought such wonder and merriment to the Sultan and indeed the entire palace. "Oh, by Allah, I am lost!" cried the Muslim purveyor. "When the Sultan hears that I killed his most favorite and righteous little dude, I will surely be executed. Oh Allah, what shall I do?" It was then the Muslim purveyor heard a commotion outside his window. A little way down the otherwise deserted street he spotted the Christian merchant who made a living selling furniture and other necessary items to the Sultan of Kaskar. He was clearly in a drunken stupor and was clumsily making his way through the alley behind the Muslim purveyor's house, loudly crashing into many objects. The Muslim purveyor thought to himself, "Here is a way I can rid myself of my problem. I can leave my little friend here in the way of the Christian merchant. He will discover the little hunchback and find him lying dead in the streets, and he will fetch the guards who will surely ascribe the whole incident to a random mugging gone wrong. Probably. Well, he's a Christian anyway, so who cares?" So the Muslim purveyor went out and left the little hunchback leaning against a merchant's stall and hid himself. When the Christian merchant shambled by, the Muslim purveyor used a long stick so that the little hunchback was knocked into the Christian merchant. Having done this, the Muslim purveyor quickly snuck away. The Christian merchant, thinking himself attacked, grabbed the little hunchback and slammed him one right in the face. A couple guards who were passing by saw the melee and went over to investigate. The Christian merchant eagerly welcomed him. "This little munchkin just came at me, like, out of nowhere. So I totally slammed him one. Look." And when the Christian merchant let go of the little hunchback, he fell over on the ground, so dead. I think he's sleeping. Shh, don't wake him." "Well, I have to be going now, officers. Keep up the good work. Get him!" So the guards took the poor Christian merchant away and locked him in a dark jail cell where he spent the night dreading the culmination of his unfortunate fate. The next morning a hangman's gibbet was brought to the public square where a large gathering of people had gathered to witness the execution. The Christian merchant was brought out and a noose slipped around his neck. The judge read his dreadful charge out loud to the people and passed his lawful sentence. He was just about to tighten the slipknot when he was interrupted by the Muslim purveyor. Wait, cried the purveyor, "wait! "Do not hang this man. He is innocent. It is bad enough that I have the blood of the most wonderful and righteous little hunchback on my hands. I cannot bear to add the blood of the goodly Christian to it as well." The Muslim purveyor recounted his story to the judge, who was most surprised by the purveyor's tale. Yet the Muslim purveyor had confessed his guilt, so the Christian merchant was set free, and the purveyor had taken his place. The judge tightened the slip knot around his neck and was just about to pull the lever when he was interrupted by the Jewish doctor. "Stop! Stop!" cried the Jewish doctor. "You must stop! The Muslim purveyor is not guilty. It is I who snuffed the life from the most excellent little hunchback dude. Please set the noble Muslim free." The Jewish doctor then recounted his own story to the judge, who was even more surprised by this turn of events. Still, the judge was a man of the law, and justice still not had been done to the little hunchback. So, the judge of Kaskar laid the noose around the Jewish doctor's neck, tightened it, and pulled the lever. Yet, as soon as this was done, another call came from the crowd. "Please, please," shouted the tailor, "quickly, you must cut him down, for he is innocent. The death of the exceptional, and not to mention devastatingly handsome little hunchback is on my hands and no other. Let not innocent Jewish blood stain them as well." The doctor was cut down, no worse for wear. The tailor then gave his story to the judge, who was absolutely astonished at the series of events that had surrounded the little hunchback. Truly, there had never been quite so extraordinary a tale as this. Yet, every tale has its end, and so it is with us all. The judge brought the noose over the head of the tailor, tightened it, and pulled the lever. The tailor was left swinging quite a while, when unexpectedly another voice called out from the crowd, "Quickly, cut this man down, on the orders of the Sultan of Kaskar." The judge recognized the messenger and quickly cut down the tailor. Fearing he was already dead, the judge checked upon the tailor, who suddenly jumped up, coughing and taking many deep breaths. After the tailor had recovered, the messenger told of the Sultan's order. "When the Sultan awoke this morning, he sought to please himself with the company of everyone's favorite minstrel, the universally beloved and damn sexy little hunchback. When he could not find the little hunchback, he asked around the palace after him. A servant told the Sultan that he had seen the little hunchback leaving the palace last night around dinner time and quite drunk, so the Sultan sent out men to search for him. When news reached the Sultan that his Christian merchant had murdered the little hunchback the previous night and was due to be hanged shortly, he sent me to take the murderer under guard to the palace, so that the Sultan might hear for himself what reason these events had transpired." "Well, I am the law," said the judge. "If it is the story of the death of the little hunchback the Sultan wishes to hear of, then my men shall help you escort all parties involved, for it is truly an incredible tale." So, the messenger and the judge's cohort brought the tailor, the Jewish doctor, the Muslim purveyor, the Christian merchant, and the body of the little hunchback before the Sultan, who then each proceeded to tell the parts they had played in this twisting drama. "Damn!" cried the Sultan. "This shit is indeed quite fucked. Frankly, I don't know which of you lot I should hang for this bogusness. There's only a way to figure out for sure which one of you actually killed my little hunchback bro." The tailor then stepped forward and offered his solution. "I may have a solution, my Sultan dude. My local barber is a very wise man, and if there was anybody who could solve this conundrum, then surely it is he." "So," mused the Sultan, "you want me to fetch the man who cuts your hair to figure out which of the four of you is the true culprit? A man who you specifically are good, close, personal friends with?" "Yeah, that's right." "Well, certainly you have perhaps a tale or half-dozen which you can tell us that could convince us that this barber is, in fact, a very wise man who could sincerely and honestly figure a good solution to this predicament." "Who do you think I am, Scheherazade? No, no, no. Let's skip all that story within a story Arabian Nights bullcrap and skip straight to the end. Just go get the barber. He's really smart. Trust me. For real, for real." So the Sultan of Kazkar sent his men to go and fetch the wise barber. As soon as the barber arrived, the Sultan filled him in on the situation before them and asked him if he might have a solution. The barber stroked his chin and thought a while. Then he went to the body of the little hunchback and examined him most thoroughly until at last he approached the Sultan again. "I believe I have devised a solution which will solve the problem to everyone's satisfaction." So the barber brought forth the body and reached into his pocket where he produced a pair of tweezers. He then reached the tweezers deep into the throat of the little hunchback and retrieved, stuck from his windpipe, a small fishbone just as the tailor had described. Then, miraculously, the color returned to the body of the little hunchback, and his corpse stirred and moved and got up. "Fuck me," said the little hunchback. "I feel like someone kicked me down a flight of stairs, beat me repeatedly with the sharp end of a fire poker, and then sucker punched me right in the face." "Oh my God! I mean, Allah! You're alive, little hunchback!" cried the Sultan most joyously. "You, barber! You saved the life of the most rockinest little chap that ever graced the halls of my palace, and I can't thank you enough. But how did you figure it all out?" "Well," replied the barber, "when I examined the body, I noticed the slightest raising and lowering of his chest. After inspecting his esophagus for any blockages, my suspicions were confirmed, and when after placing my ear close to his mouth, I could hear faint breathing." "That's incredible!" exclaimed the Sultan. "You truly are as wise as the tailor said you were. You should stay here in my court and be my advisor, and also cut my hair sometimes, if it pleases the Sultan." So the crowd rejoiced to see the little hunchback alive and well again, and a celebration was held in honor of this thrilling adventure with the most happiest of endings. The little hunchback was such a cool and righteous dude, he even jammed out a face-melting tambourine solo, which totally shredded and melted everyone's faces. The end. So, what was the moral of the story? Always make sure you chew your food thoroughly before you swallow, or you might choke and die. And your friends will have to take you on a kick-ass adventure to hide your dead body. Food for thought.